Hi everybody. No, I haven't gone all weird and Chantal like. This is very 50s, I'll have you know. The lippy, the turban, rollers underneath, but I haven't got any rollers underneath. My sisters used to in the late 50s, early 60s when I was a little girl. They used to put their rollers in ready for a night out and put the hair up in a turban. So my hair is wet. I'll put a couple of pin curls in the side because I'm fed up a bit, and it'll stay like this till tonight. And it's a silk scarf. It's keeping me warm. My fleecy thingy is keeping me warm, and my booty slippers are keeping me warm. I'm telling you, it is freezing here. Yesterday and today. So Anne is watching the heating bill. I had it on this morning and I did a little bit of washing and I watched it creep up to the £4 mark after about 4 hours. And I thought, no, this is ridiculous. So I've turned it off. I'm in my bedroom because this is south facing. It gets the sun like in the afternoon and it's 12:30 now. And I'm keeping the heating. I've had the heating on. It's all nice and cosy, warm and lovely. And I've got me. Look what I sleep with. I've gone sloth mad. I've got 2 of them. And I bet you I'll get some for Christmas because I like the bloody things I do. Anyway, I'm feeling a little bit frivolous. I showed you some Abayas earlier. And I might model one for you, actually. I'm thinking of getting one. I'm thinking of getting a nice one just to model for you, really, and get you something that I like and that I would wear around the house as a sort of gown. I noticed that people were asking about Chantal's Abaya, and she said it's a size 60. Well, I didn't know about a size 60. So I went on the hunt to find out what that was. So size 60 in an Abaya is for a woman of a size 18 to 20 UK. So that's like size 22 to 24 in the US and 5'8". And that's the Abaya she's wearing. It's for a 5'8", 5'9" woman who takes a size 24 in the US. And it's fitting her really tight. She'll get into trouble. If she was in Saudi, she would have by now. Anyway, I showed you those Abayas. I want to show you a couple of nice gowns. Oh, where's he gone? Where's he gone? I don't know. I just had a lovely picture on here then of Princess Kate at the first banquet that they attended as Prince and Princess of Wales. Let me see if I can get it again. She does look lovely, I must admit. The amount of money these people have got. The richest family in the world is the family who were in charge, the King of Saudi Arabia. That's the richest family, and it's a very funny story how that came about. Hang on. Where on earth have these pictures gone? Look what I've got. I've only got to touch this thing and it jumps the page. Ah! Oh, blow. Hang on. think I found it. Here she is. So there's Kate. Go away. There's Kate. You can see it properly. And William at their first banquet as Prince and Princess of Wales. And she's wearing the tiara that belonged, well, it was the Queen's, obviously. And it's a tiara that was favoured by Princess Diana. And I think it's worth, I think at the last count, which is probably a couple of years ago, it's worth nearly £400,000 on her head. Imagine that. They've got absolute, oh, it's the lovely Diana. I don't know what you all think about that, about how she was, how she died. I don't know, she's walking in with there. They're all the knobs who've got money, that's all. That's what makes them important. The money they got to make me sick. Here they are. South Africa, the President of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa. There they are. Kate, the President of South Africa, Charles and Camilla, and the flunkies behind them. And yes, I'm sort of not much of a royalist. There's the banqueting room. Bloody pictures keep coming up. Go away. It's the banqueting room. And there she is again. Prince William at her side, and the man behind is the Duke of Kent. They've all got apartments in Kensington Palace, as well as their country homes. It's the brooch that she's got on her dress, if you can see. It's the Queen. It's not very good, is it, the lighting in here? I've got to get this sorted out. So those were the pictures anyway, and she does look good. As you would if you had that much money, wouldn't you? So anyway, I'm feeling a bit frivolous today. As I say, I'm very 50s. I showed you the Abayas, a few pictures there, and I'm thinking of buying an Abaya. Not one that, you know, that makes me look like a big black bat, but one of the tasteful ones, and I would wear it around the house as a gown. So I'm thinking of getting one, and purely really for the reason of showing you how one should be worn. I had 3 when I worked in Saudi. I had 3, so there was always one clean, one that I was wearing, and one that I'd probably washed, you know, and drip dried. And they were made of like a very silky viscous material, very light, like silk. They're very pretty. The ones that Chantal wears, no. I've got some questions. They're living in a tiny little apartment. When I worked there, I wish I could show you the apartment I lived in, and thinking back now, I wouldn't have gone and house sat for all these people when I was asked to do so, because I hardly spent any time in my apartment, and I had a lounge, which was probably almost as big as this room, and a little breakfast bar and a kitchen behind. Then as you came in, that was on straight ahead and to your right. And then to your left, there was a corridor, a walkway, a hallway. And you had closets on each side for your clothes, a bathroom, and a bedroom, a nice big bedroom with a double bed, and it was a beautiful apartment, and I bought furniture for it, and painted one wall blue, and it was lovely. But I didn't spend much time there. I was always house sitting people who were going away on leave and leaving their cats and stuff, you know. Anyway, I've got some questions for Salah and Chantal, really. But for Salah, right? Does he pray? Where does he put his prayer mat? Can we see it? Can we see your prayer mat, Salah? He seemed a bit confused when somebody asked him which way was Mecca, and he was quite vague, you know. You should know that. You know, you should know all about Muhammad. I know about Muhammad and where he was born and who his parents were, and his parents died when he was about 8 years old. I know all this. What do you know? So does Salah perform wudu? Does he wash before prayer 5 times a day? He's got to wash his feet, he's got to wash his hands, he's got to wash his face, he's got to keep his parts clean before prayer. Does he do that? Does Chantal? Now, this is a bit personal, but Chantal is fond of telling us that she's a public figure. So I'm going to ask this, Chantal. How often do you shower? Is it once a day, twice a day, every other day, every week? And also, what I would like to know is how often, given that we've seen the mess you were in Canada at your villa, what is the state of your clothing? You seem to wear the same abaya that's lots too small for you. A size 60 is for a US 2024 size, and a 5'8" woman, 5'9", and it still doesn't fit you. So, you know, you need to go up a size in abayas and still lose a bit of weight to be able to be decent in it. You look at an absolute mess. Take it off and buy just something loose, you know. You're a bloody mess. You're a disgrace. And if you're in Saudi, you'd be arrested. And he would. So I'd like to know, with all your abaya business and all the honey business, honey this, honey that, and everything's bright and everything's butterflies and sunshine, I'd like to know how much of it is real and how much of it is fake. But I think most of us can guess. I would like to know about your personal hygiene and how often you change your abaya. Have you got 1? Have you got 2? Have you got 3? What about what goes under your abaya? Do you wear a loose dress? A slip thing that you know you should wear? I used to wear under my abaya a long skirt and a blouse or a long dress. What do you wear? I'd be interested to know. And I'd be interested to know how often you changed it and how often you changed your underwear. Are these personal questions? Yes, very personal. But you're a public figure, as you've under saying. So come on, give us some. We all want to know. And I'll be back later, everybody. Bye-bye.